Hey folks, I don't know if you can hear that, we've got something walking on the roof. Let's have a look. One of our cats is on the roof. Caramel to be precise. So, today I've got a mammoth task of sorting out underneath this blooming ceiling. We've got a problem and I need to fix it. So basically what's happening is in 4 days time, what we're on now, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So basically in 4 days time, I'm on a camp, I need that sorting. And then a week after I'll also be on another camp, so I definitely need this sorting out. What I've got to do is remove this fascia, remove the bottom side of the window hatch, remove my ceiling, fix the problem that's underneath, possibly remove a little bit of insulation that's causing that to bulge, and then build it all back up. But I'm hoping that these little bad boys will solve the problem I've got. So let's get the tools out and get stuck in. Cheers! It is 0. I hate mucking around with this roof hatch because you always worry that it's going to leak. That's the shroud off. Now the only thing holding this roof hatch in now is Sikaflex on the outside. So next we've got these panel pins to remove. These are a pain in the butt. I do have a trim tool, so that does help. Once they're out, this is going to follow my head. And then I've got to unattach the lights. You stick it in, you give it a twist. So this is now where it's going to try and fall on me. Right, the lights. My wiring goes up under here. There's a little junction box. So that's made me all hot and bothered. Managed to get one clipped. The dark side. So I need to shift that out of the way, try and locate these damaged wires, see if we can fix them. So while I'm in here, I'm also going to have a go at sorting out this insulation. The insulation is too thick. You can see it's already lofting out. Puts a lot of pressure on my ceiling, so I need to get that sorted as well while I'm under here. First thing I need to do is sort out some light. It's dark now. This from Claris will make the job a lot easier. I saw this on another channel, Lens of James, and I thought that is bang on. So it's a 10,000 milliamp power bank and also a lantern, which on my next big trip you're going to see this used to the max. But for now I'm going to use it as a work light because it's bright. Let's find this broken wire. So the culprit is tucked away under here. So what happened is when I was installing this carpet, I cut through this wire, and since then it's never been right. I did try to repair it. The problem was the repair was not very good. Now I set myself up with a soldering iron and everything. I was going to do a perfect job, but every time you touch the wires, it's my reversing camera by the way, but every time you touch the wires, the blooming thing would just melt. Soldering iron was too hot, couldn't get it cool enough. When it was cool enough, it then wouldn't melt the solder. So I've been stuck until I thought about those clips. Right, so we've got another problem. The connectors that I'm going to use, these are for the RGB lights. You know, your colour changing lights. I use these actually for doing those. And they're nice as quick connectors. You put the wires in and snap. These are 3-pin. Problem I've got is that is 4-pin. Now I do have some 4-pins inside, so I'll go and get those. Next problem is there's so little length on this cable. I haven't got any room to work, so I might try and extend the cable. I've got nothing to lose now. Right, so we have some 4-core wire, RGB light wire. That looks about the same thickness. And then I've also got the quick clip connectors for RGB wires. Let's get snipping. Now these are supposed to be LED strip to wires. I'm sure I can make it work. So we're kind of winning, but not winning. So these connectors are designed to take wires on one side and a flat strip of LEDs on the other. I managed to get them in, but I thought I'd best see if they're making a connection. So if I quickly just join them together, see if it works. Initially it didn't work, but I've now been pressing them with a screwdriver, and it has worked. On the screen I've got 2 images, so it's worked. But now the problem is, this wire should be in there. I've got to disconnect that and then run it through all up here and then try and reconnect it. I don't fancy my chances. What do I do? Just tuck it away and hope for the best? Or do I try and run it through? So they're all connected together. The test now is whether we get 1 or 2 images on the camera. So it powers up. 2 images. So tomorrow I'll take it for a drive and see how it works. And if it does work, then that's been like a year job that I needed to get done. I need to sort some of this loft insulation out. Look how much. We got way too much. Way too much. That's why my roof is bulging. So I tried out the reversing camera and it's working perfect, so hopefully that fix has fixed it. Last time I fixed it, it didn't work all the time. Today it's been working fine. So now a few more jobs. So next I want to sort this loft insulation out, because you can see there, once it's relaxed, it is twice as deep as it needs to be. And when the ceiling's against that, it's actually deforming the ceiling. So I need to remove some of that. And then last of all, I want to get these lights up and running. I just need to actually get it plumbed in. You can see the wire hanging down. So I just need to get it actually plumbed in and working. Once that's done, I can get this roof panel back up and everything will be hunky-dory. If you've ever used this stuff before, you know how easy it is to actually separate it into 2 layers. There we go. So that has all come from up there. But you can see now it's a lot more in level. Should put a lot less strain on the ceiling then. For the lighting situation that's going off with this surround, I've made a whole subloom. Just wait till you see it. So the shade is back up as a test run. We have light, so that will come on when we open and close the doors, or manually on the switch. Also got the LED function. It's got all different modes, all sorts of stuff going off there. Sound activated as well. So that should look pretty smart. I just need to get this roof lining back in now and sort out what I'm going to do with the switch. So I'm back on these blooming roof lights again. I did get them working, but they weren't working properly. So I've had to strip back all my wiring loom that I made. I've now got them to work properly. So what's going off here, I've got my switch wired up into my wiring for my original internal light. It's now currently running the white LEDs to illuminate the van when you open the doors, or to switch on permanently. I was then going to wire up the coloured LEDs into this circuit, but I think these, after 10 minutes, go dead, which means I won't be able to run the external lights. So I'm just currently testing to see if these go dead after 10 minutes. If they do, then I'm going to have to run the coloured lights off the leisure battery. And then I've got to get the ceiling back on because we are going away for a few days down south in the van. So I need the ceiling back on. That's got to go on tonight regardless of what happens with this light. So hopefully I can get the light up. Hopefully I can get it wired in. Hopefully I can get these roof lights back wired in and that fitted. And the cherry on top would be getting the coloured lights working, and I don't think that's happening. Not this time around. It's going to have to come off again. It's all going to come down to whether these lights are on a 10-minute timer or stay permanently live. So we'll see. Well, I'm hot and bothered now. So almost there. I've blown the fuse, mucking around trying to get them coloured lights working again. So my roof lining is back in. It fits neater with the less insulation in. As you can see, I've wired the lights back up. This is fixed in place now. Wiring for the lights, the switch just hanging down for now. So just got to fit that in, change the fuse, and then the lights should be working. Oh, it's been such a big ordeal. This is why I've been putting it off for so long, because I knew it was going to be a pain in the bum to do. Almost there, almost. Finally, it is done. And it now works on the switch and on the doors. At some point I will get those colour changing LEDs done. Now a lot of this video wouldn't have been possible without the Claris CL2. This was a right little beast. Helps me get in the corner in the dark, sort those wires out when all these lights are down. This was fantastic. You're going to see a lot more of this in 2 videos time. I'm doing a camp, and it's going to be a different kind of camp, and you'll see a lot of this bad boy. So thank you, Claris, for sending me this. It is a beast.